What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Time to switch over to AEW because AEW got some great things coming up for them in 2025, and I understand that they had, a little bit of a rough year with a lot of things in AEW. But you know what? One thing they always plan on to do good on is their pay-per-views usually. And we had World's End, that this was this past Saturday, and also we have their New Year's show coming up on Wednesday, because Wednesday's Dynamite, and that's when the debut of Max is going to happen. So we're going to get, now it ain't going to be the full library, but we're going to get some AEW stuff on Max, and that's going to be running Dynamite along with it on TBS. So there's a lot of things that Tony Khan is setting up for in 2025 that happen on this show at World's End. Now, I'm not going to give y'all a breakdown of the match and the moves and the storyline drama. I'm just going to go over the results and how I felt about the results and where I think things are going. Okay, because me and Prime both didn't fully see World's End, but we had some returns. Adam Copeland is back, especially after doing that dumbass dive off that 15-foot high steel cage at his age. That was mad dumb. He said that was mad dumb. So don't at me about that. Also, Kenny Omega, the cleaner.
Not gonna lie to him?
Huh?
No, I'm saying not gonna lie to him. It's, every time he comes back, I expect him to have somewhat of a long hair. It seems like he just gave up growing it out. It's like it's getting there, but he still got a fade. So it's like, I need you to grow it out the size too. I don't need you to have a mullet. I need you to have the whole thing.
No,
that just makes you you. Like, it just makes you. The long hair is your character.
I agree, because first of all, short hair Adam Copeland is, and then mullet Adam Copeland is just like, this is midlife. That was like the Edge of Christian show. Remember that when they had that on WWE Network, the Edge of Christian show? That was like that medium-sized hair Edge, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but then again, it's like, he had the hair. He had the long hair. He cut it for the Judgment Day, and then they got rid of him like 2 days later.
Yep.
Crazy. I cut my hair for this character, and now I can barely grow it back. Man, come on.
Maybe you don't.
I'm 50 years old trying to grow my long hair again, and y'all got me messed up.
Maybe he don't want it back.
Well, it's his character. Too bad.
I mean, so Triple H. That man been rocking that ball, that Philly beard for the longest. Can't say nothing on that one. But like I said, Kenny Omega is
at least
back.
Undertaker still got his hair.
Moving on. So we got to talk about World's End and what happened. There were some things I liked, some things I did not like, which is standard for they pay-per-view. They was in Orlando, Florida, at the Edition Financial Arena. I was surprised that they was in Florida. You didn't go?
I didn't even know they was in Florida.
So they were down there. They had 3 pre-show matches. They had Toni Storm defeated Layla Gray. They didn't even know she was still in the company.
Whoa.
Okay.
Toni Storm Toni Storm just came back.
Yeah. Okay. So now, to be fair, this is part of the storyline that they're doing. Okay. So have you been following what happened?
Well, it's a part of the storyline to have her on the pre-show.
Okay. Listen. So Toni Storm came back, right? Because she's not doing the Timeless Toni Storm thing, but
yeah, she's Toni Storm. She's
what?
She's the rock star or whatever. Toni Storm.
Yeah, but she only has memory as Toni Storm from the Mae Young Classic Toni Storm.
She said that?
So this is the whole character. She doesn't know anything else that happened, she feels though this is her first time being Toni Storm. As the original, so she's rookie Toni Storm. So she went to your girl after her match. She beat Layla Gray. After her match, she went to Diana Purrazzo. Diana Purrazzo comes to her backstage and talks. She's like, "Oh my God, it's Diana Purrazzo! Like, you know, like I look up to you. I'm so glad you got to see my match." And Diana Purrazzo, they just fought at Revolution earlier this year. So, but she never fought her before. She just had no memory of it. So she's just like, well, I can grant you a match to face me for the first time ever. Like, she's just playing along with it. I don't know if I think it's next Wednesday on Dynamite or this Wednesday. I'm not necessarily sure what it's going to be. He said, "Oh my God, thank you for such an opportunity. I can't wait. This is everything I ever wanted." She has no memory of anything she has done as the previous Toni Storm or timeless Toni Storm. So she's starting out as a rookie as Toni Storm.
That's interesting. Okay.
And, yo, let me tell you something. At first, it caught me off guard, but I'm like, yo, like the stuff that she's putting into this character, and like you gotta go watch her vlogs and stuff. And so now, she's not the Toni Storm you're thinking of. She's like Toni Storm from the Mae Young Classic Toni Storm. Like she's just starting now. She's at Punk Rock. She's trying to get everybody to like her right now. And this is building back up to we get to Australia when they have that big show. I forgot that because All In is going to be in Texas, so their big I forgot what their big show they got in Australia is going to be. That's when they're trying to build her back up so she can go against Mariah May and get her win back. But right now she has no memory of anything she's done as regular Toni Storm or as timeless Toni Storm. She's Toni Storm, but the rookie. That's why she's on the pre-show.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
gotcha.
And like I said, everything she's doing is interesting. But Jeff Jarrett versus QT Marshall could have did without that. You hear me? Could have did without QT Marshall on back-to-back pre-shows.
Honestly, no. I'm not gonna lie. This man Jeff Jarrett is getting the bag. I'm sorry. Like he doing what he got to do to get the bag, and he's still active. I kind of respect it.
Yeah, I was like QT and Jeff. I don't want to see that. But you know what?
It's like you take some moves, you do a few punches, do the screw, and you hit him with the guitar. That's it.
The screw.
Like, come on, you good. I bet he hit him with the guitar, didn't he?
But shit, I don't know. I ain't watched the damn pre-show.
I'm just saying.
I wish he would hit QT Marshall with the fucking guitar. I wish he would. Then they had an 8-man tag team match player. Leo Rush and Action Andre taking on the Murder Machines.
You don't gotta say no. You don't gotta say no more. You don't gotta say no more. And you said Leo Rush and who?
Action Andretti.
Yeah, all right. I heard enough. All right.
So, but they teamed up with the Murder Machine. They really called Lance Archer and Brian Cage called them the Murder Machines. Defeated the Outrunners and Top Flight. Oh,
actually, that makes sense. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
the Murder Hawk Monster, and then the Cage Machine or whatever he calls.
Oh,
that makes
it's
sense.
A machine. You're right. That's a good one. The Murder Machines. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah,
honestly, they should take them seriously. Wait. Okay, you know what? You know how you can take Brian Cage seriously? Does he have the fade or does he have the mohawk?
I think he got the fade. I don't think he got the mohawk.
You can take him seriously.
Huh?
You can take him seriously. You can take him seriously then.
Okay. Because that mohawk was something. What? That
mohawk is ridiculous. That mohawk is ridiculous.
That mohawk was ridiculous. But so, they got to the main show here. And the main show, they start off with the Continental Classic semifinals. So the way they did it, because they had Group Blue and Group Gold, and then the winners of both of those will face in the finals for the Continental Classic. So they start off with Will Ospreay taking on Kyle Fletcher for this is the Blue Group for the Continental Classic. Kyle Fletcher busts open him Will Ospreay hard in the beginning of the matchup. So Will Ospreay is just bleeding all over the place and things like that. And but and once again, Kyle Fletcher has a win over Will Ospreay. Was that back at uh Full Gear? I believe it was. I can't necessarily remember if it was Full Gear or not. But they have pretty good headbutts. There was a point where they gave like dual headbutts and things like that. But Ospreay counters a brainbuster attempt by Kyle Fletcher, and he hits a Styles Clash for the win. And so Will Ospreay is moving on to the Continental Classic Finals. So it was a great opening matchup. They, I love how they are establishing Kyle Fletcher because he was like literally a nobody without Will Ospreay. So they're really trying to, put him up, up there. So right now it's one apiece. Kyle Fletcher has a win. Will Ospreay has a pin. It's going to be a rubber match, sometime in the near future. But it was a great opener. Then the next Continental Classic semifinal they had Okada taking on Ricochet. Now, here's the thing. So people, even including my wife, be getting annoyed with Ricochet online, right? And at some points, I'm like, yeah, I get it. But then I'm like, I think this is done on purpose. I think he's trying a really obnoxious heel character. Going by what I've been seeing on television, that he's trying to get over. And is being obnoxious as possible because he's trying a new character out. I can see that. Still, would that be...
I don't know. It just seems like Ricochet being annoying. Why you bald? Like,
so, they had Okada and Ricochet had a pretty good matchup, and once again, Okada knows how to really track the paces when it comes to his match. Ricochet tries to go for a shooting star press, 24-2 count, and Ricochet nails Okada with a knee. But Okada comes back, hits one of Okada drop kicks, and catches Ricochet with a slam, and then hits him with the Rainmaker, turns Ricochet inside out, and Okada goes to the finals. So now the finals is Okada taking on Will Ospreay for the Continental Classic Championship. And as soon as that happened, I was like, well, we know where this is going to be going then. But after the match, this is why I think it's part of the thing. Swerve Strickland comes out. And then he congratulates Ricochet because Ricochet, he said, you made it as far as I did in this tournament. And Ricochet told Swerve he's going to win the whole damn thing. But he said that, Swerve pointed out, said he's going to win the whole thing. And he said, but you blew it. So he said, you expected him to run his mouth. And that's exactly what he did. So Swerve says Ricochet talks a lot of mess and he's going to clean it up. So Prince Nana comes out with a wheelbarrow full of toilet paper. Now, for those who know, they've been throwing toilet paper at Ricochet. Especially, I seen it on AEW Collision. Believe it or not, I actually watched Collision last Saturday because I was at my friend's house. And he just had TBS on. And I was like, oh, snap, this is Collision. I ain't seen Collision in months. But it was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, believe it or not.
Is this the one where he thought he was about to get streamers and he got toilet tissue?
I think so.
Yeah, well, yeah, Hammerstein. Yeah, it was at Hammerstein. Yes.
So
can't believe the same place John Cena. Never mind.
Yeah, got that t-shirt, wipe ass wiped out. So yeah, there was he goes and then he says, okay, listen, on the count of three, we're gonna wish Ricochet a happy New Year. So they counted 3, and then when they did that, they all started throwing toilet paper at Ricochet. And you did like streams of the toilet paper coming out, and then all of a sudden, Ricochet looked like he was going to kill Swerve. So now we got a new rivalry out of this. Ricochet going up against Swerve Strickland. So, and honestly, I thought they was going to do more about the Hurt Syndicate here, but I was like, I guess they're just going to go on to Ricochet and Swerve. I was like, is Swerve done with Bobby? But I don't know, because once again, I think it's all going to tie in because, Ricochet been trying to get into the Hurt Syndicate or they've been thinking about it. Because once again, I told y'all, they originally wanted Ricochet in the WWE version, but they got Cedric. So I'm like, I can see a heel Ricochet going in there with the Hurt Syndicate. And they still not done with Swerve just yet. So I can see all of these pieces connecting somehow, some way. So... Then they had this no heat street fight. This Mexican style. I forgot what the name of it was. Street fight between Mariah May and Thunder Rosa. And
So we just need something on the card.
what'd you say?
We just needed something on the card.
Yeah, it was, because I'm like, right now, y'all want to build Mariah May up for whenever Toni Storm eventually gets her memory back and faces her and realizes that she's the one who stole the title from her. But in the meantime, I didn't even know Thunder Rosa had earned an opportunity. And on top of that shit, I didn't even know that Thunder Rosa, this match had the kind of heat to require a street fight. You know what I'm saying? That on the stage, there was a point where Mariah May takes some tequila and spits it in Thunder Rosa's face, but then Rosa tackles Mariah May through some was it a table or some boards that was set up diagonally with a spear on top of the stage. They like Thunder Rosa's father with like a thick mustache. He's on the outside of the ring. They have some. They did have some thumbtacks in here because Thunder Rosa is going to have some thumbtacks. But the finish came where Mariah May was on the apron with Thunder Rosa and she hits a Storm Zero to Thunder Rosa through the table onto the outside. And
that's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
What you say?
That's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and she pins Thunder Rosa and retains her championship. So I just want them to. Mariah May is really good, and I'm just like, I want them to do, help build her, but like let her stories and her matches have heat to them. Ain't because of the matches suck. They ain't got no heat to it. Like, this ain't had the same heat that Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander had when they had their street fight at All Out. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have that kind of heat to it. So, next up we had the Dynamite Diamond. They was fighting for this Dynamite Diamond ring. Like, why the fuck is this thing still a thing? And I'm like, y'all, MJF ain't losing that ring. So every time they say it's a match for the Dynamite Diamond ring, automatically I know that it's going to be an MJF type victory. And even though with this Adam Cole storyline that has literally lost all the air out the balloon.
Yeah, they lost all the steam when they should have did. They should have did him versus Adam Cole when they did MJF versus
Roderick Strong.
Yeah, but MJF has been filming a movie, so it's kind of hard, I guess, to be back and forth. Yeah,
I do agree with that. It is hard to be able to be back, to be there to cut the promo. So it was, first of all, this thing was just destroyed because the Adam Cole MJF storyline was hot. It was hot. They main evented All In last year in Wembley Stadium in front of 70,000 people. So the main event was hot. They had a hot storyline, but then literally Adam Cole jumped to his injury at Arthur Ashe Stadium. He was gone. MJF, he got injured. So then they were both gone. And then Adam Cole tries to bring the Undisputed Kingdom, which group absolutely sucks. And he was injured. Nobody cared. MJF came back, low-blowed him to get him out of the way, but they couldn't do nothing with him because he was still injured. And now since he's not injured and MJF is not injured, but he was still filming the movie, it just, nobody cares anymore. And Adam Cole's group sucks. And then now MJF is a heel, and Adam Cole, I guess, supposed to be a babyface, but that's not how it ended because it ended with MJF being the face and Adam Cole being the heel. It's a convoluted piece of shit that's happening in this. It really is. And I was like, it lost all the heat. It lost everything.
Unfortunately, too, because that's kind of upsetting.
MJF, towards the end of the match, MJF does play the Eddie Guerrero role and acts like Bennett and Taven was at ringside. He falls up saying that he hit him. The referee sends Bennett and Taven out to the ringside, and the fans actually cheer for that. And then MJF grabs the Diamond ring, but Cole super kicks him. Cole gets the ring, but MJF kicks him below the belt and hits him with the Heat Seeker to win the matchup. Once again, he was going to win the match. He always wins the the ring. But after the match, MJF goes for a steel chair, tries to go attack Cole, but Roderick Strong comes out, makes the stave. Kyle O'Reilly stops MJF from leaving, and O'Reilly and Strong double team MJF. And Cole hits MJF with the ring, and then Cole, O'Reilly, Strong, Bennett, and Taven all hugging in the ring and staying tall. And this, it just doesn't have it anymore. Like, end it all. Like, first of all, not just the storyline between MJF and Adam Cole, but also in the storyline with the Undisputed Kingdom.
Or just do Undisputed Era. Go on now. We gotta do it.
I mean, yeah, sure. But I'm just like, in this, it's like, just take Old Yeller out to the back and just end it. A surprise match that was on there that I'm actually kind of glad that was on there so you can get some shine was the AEW International Championship. Takeshita taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. Konosuke Takeshita taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs ain't had a match on a pay-per-view in a year or some change. So there's story with this between him and the Don Callis family. But
nah, that nigga just end it. Nigga just end it. It'll be fine.
But however, with the opportunity happening, Hobbs does lose to Takeshita with his the Raging Fire for the win. It was it was over a decent match. This ain't had that much, at least heat to me to it. Once again, I guess I followed the story a little bit more about that, but still, it was just great to see Powerhouse Hobbs on there. Then, depending on who you talk,
I guess.
Oh, you know I'm a Hobbs fan. You know that, so
yeah, I'm Hobbs when Hobbs doing right. No, he just being thrown in random things.
You right. I mean, because I'm like, what does Tony Khan have planned for Powerhouse Hobbs in 2025? That's what I want to know. That's truly what I want to know, because I'm like, you probably got nothing planned for that. That's what I really want to know. Next up, depending on who you talk to, this may be somebody's match of the night, and that was for the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné taking on Chris Statlander. Now, me personally, they had an excellent match at Full Gear. That was actually, to some people, one of their top women's matches of 2024. We will see if that makes our list when we do part 2 of this podcast. But Daddy had the match again. I don't know how Chris Statlander gets back-to-back opportunities here, but once again, they didn't give two shits about these stories with Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, so it's like, okay, here, she needs a challenger. Here we go. At the beginning, the crowd was there for it, but they really started coming alive. At the Mercedes, started saying the Three Amigos and DT starts doing hard little trademark moves. There is this one thing that happens where Mercedes Moné has Chris Statlander outside on the apron, and she's sending her for a pile driver. Anytime anybody, even if it's MJF, even if it's who else I've seen do this before, do a pile driver on the apron, I always get nervous because one, it's hard to control where your knees fall because the apron between the ropes and the end of the apron is very, very small window, and you can fuck everything up instantly. Well, Mercedes
if you're unlucky.
Say what?
I say if you're unlucky, you can mess everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say shit. Undertaker didn't even try to attempt doing shit like that. Not that I remember. Not on the apron. I remember he made a choke slam from the apron back into the ring. But she has Statlander up in his tombstone. And not only does she give Statlander a tombstone on the apron, she gives her one of them classic Owen Hart sit-out tombstones, that the one that we always used to see that he gave to Stone Cold and broke Stone Cold's neck. That's the one that he gave. That's what she gave. And Chris Statlander falls outside. It was very rough looking. But Chris Statlander seems to be okay, and she avoids getting counted out because after that happens, she was like, okay, I'm gonna get her counted out. But she rallies back, comes back into the ring, and she catches Monet in an ankle lock, but Statlander, no. Monet catches Statlander in an ankle lock. She rallies out, gets a 2 count for a pin attempt. Monet hits the backstabber, and was it the backstabber? I'm not sure if it's the backstabber or that terrible finishing move that she got now. She needs a new finishing move, by the way. What is that?
She does need a new finisher, so yeah, you're right.
What is the name of that finishing move that she got? Do you remember
the one now? I don't know. Yeah. The CEO something? I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's bad. So, but she retains. She wins. You know she's gonna win because she has a match in Japan. In Wrestle Kingdom, right? Or Wrestle Dynasty, or what is it called? Because you know the New Japan shows is coming up in January. It's Wrestle Kingdom, right? All right, we have
say it one more time.
It's Wrestle Kingdom that is up in January for New Japan, correct?
Yes, it's the 4th. Something like that.
I think so. I'm saying she has. I mean, I don't know. I think she's defending that championship that she has there at Wrestle Kingdom, so she wasn't gonna probably lose. Over there. Then you had the Continental Classic Finals of Will Ospreay taking on Okada. You already know that this match. Everybody was saying this is also Ospreay came out there taped up with the dry blood on his face because and he was selling it like he lost so much blood. So. That was, a good sell job. But Okada is your winner of the Continental Classic. I just know I just skipped that. There was plenty of highlights. I heard this match was probably somebody else's match of the night. It was a really, really great match. The fans were really into it. But he hits the Rainmaker for the win and pins Will Ospreay. At the end, Christopher Daniels comes out to the top and says, I'm supposed to be able to come down here and give you this championship. But he says he can't do that because he's no longer EVP of AEW, but this man is. And that's when the Kenny Omega music starts. Fans start going crazy. Kenny Omega makes his way down there and stares Okada in the face. And Okada raises the title. He gives him the title to Okada. But Okada raises the title and Omega just claps and he leaves. Now, once again, these are the guys that killed Omega. Like they wanted to see this man die. Him and the Young Bucks. Remember they beat up Tony Khan, they came back and then they beat up Omega and knocked his ambulance over. I'm just like, you just give him the championship and just walk off like that though? Like you just pimp off? I know Omega, got a match in Japan next week also, but I'm just like, wouldn't you like to see him hit him or something like that? I'm just asking you, Prime, personally. Like, did Okada try to kill this man? And maybe it's like, the kiss of death or the calm before the storm type thing. Like, I ain't going to do nothing to you right now because I'm a little bit outnumbered, but don't worry, I got a strategic plan to taking all of y'all out. I don't know what to expect from that. Do you have a clue about how you feel about it? It's just great that we have Kenny Omega back on the show, and Tony Khan, if he's healthy enough to be able to get him on the show more and more as soon as possible. Would you agree with that? Tony. All right, Prime may still be on mute. So, going on to the main event, they had the Fatal 4-Way Championship. Jon Moxley taking on Hangman Page, taking on Orange Cassidy, taking on Jay White. It wasn't the greatest Fatal 4-Way matchup, and it was loaded with constant interference, and even Marina Shafir got involved. But then Jay White did attack her, I believe. Well, I believe it was Jay White that did attack her, and the crowd popped for that as well. I think I'm trying to see if I get the stuff right. Will Yuta comes out and attacks referee when Moxley's about to get pinned. And then oh yeah, and that's when Jay White hit Marina Shafir with the Blade Runner, and then Yuta nails a running knee, and then Moxley hits the Death Rider on Jay White for the win, and he retains. So after the matchup, they they start attacking Jay White, stuff like that. Then FTR comes out, and Adam Copeland returns. Adam Copeland returns, and with them, and then now it's if they are Copeland stares down Moxley and says that that he wants him, and he hits him with that bar from the bottom of the chair, that edge, or Adam Copeland used to do all the time. He grabs that bar and starts putting the crossface on Moxley with with in his mouth. And Moxley slips it. He calls out that rated FTR is taking it all because he got the trios championships also. Meanwhile, throughout this whole time, Christian Cage is sitting up there in the press box with his little bent up contract just stroking it, and does not like the fact that Adam Copeland came back and is messing up his opportunity to get his championship. So once again, he has his little.
Yeah, nobody would.
What you say?
Nobody would like that. So, but he got his little Money in the Bank, quote unquote, so he should be good.
Yeah, but he's like, like if Moxley was to get taken out tonight, he probably would go do it. But then once again, Adam Copeland came back and kind of just messed up everything for him. So Copeland and FTR staying tall at the ring. So overall, it was a decent enough show, enough to get like a little, thumbs up. So that, but there was, like the kind of classic stuff kind of carried it along with the TBS Championship, and everything else is just like, it's there. I'm happy for it, but it's there. I'm glad to see Omega back. I'm glad to see Copeland back. I'm just wanting to see if Tony Khan just makes some good adjustments, because we are going to talk about in part 2 how we felt about some of the things that went on with AEW in 2024. If he makes some good adjustments, I think AEW could be back on the right track in 2025, especially with this Max thing. And I really want them to succeed with this Max thing, because, if they do succeed, the better the deal can be, the better we can get pay-per-views when we got to pay for them. So I'm hoping that does happen for them. So